going on a journey to a place that you've been before, listening to 3D Rivals. You know my name as DJ, and as always, my co-hosts are here with us. My sister,
Destiny,
with two E's.
with two E's.
My brother, Dirk,
What's up, everybody?
and my friend Dan.
Hello.
Sorry we took a few missteps because apparently we watched Reminiscence.
Whew. When was the last time we watched a movie that we actually liked?
I don't know, man. Didn't we like the Tomorrow War?
Did
We did like some.
Yeah.
Did we
Yeah,
like it?
I thought we all kind of liked
Yeah,
it.
we gave it a watch while folding clothes.
Oh,
it was a
it's
decent movie.
entertaining but stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
got
mean,
it.
yeah, it's stupid. You know.
Okay.
Well, like enough where they're like they'll make a sequel, and I'll probably watch it. So, but the Reminiscence,
I'll watch the sequel.
or not the Reminiscence
Yeah.
with Hugh Jackman and Tandy Newton, whose name is spelled with a W-E. I didn't know. I was like, wow, this is, for some reason, I've never seen her name spelled before. It's odd. That statement was more interesting than the Reminiscence. Because this movie is not interesting at all.
It's so disappointing. Like, I feel like the concept of the story is good. And I feel like it could have been so much better.
Yeah. It's like the idea of being able to see people's memories and stuff like that. I think this was an episode of Black Mirror.
It reminded, like, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, it's like an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. It's a good concept, and this could have been a real good detective movie, and it seemed like it was going for a noir type vibe. It did not hit it. It did not hit that vibe at all, though. Like, they were trying, it didn't. Yeah. Yeah. That's my opening thoughts on Reminiscence. It was a slog to get through.
Oh my goodness. It was so just so dull and boring. Like I had to text you guys halfway through, like, this movie is super boring. I don't know if you guys watched it already or not, but
I think I have, we probably were watching it at the same time because your text was in the middle of me watching it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you got Hugh Jackman, who apparently Miami has been flooded, and so has many other places. Mm-hmm. Which is probably going to be the truth in 20 years. You know, we'll find out.
Give or take.
Probably sooner, because every prediction about climate change has been wrong, but not in a good way. It's been worse than what they've said. So, yeah. So in this movie, Miami is underwater, so it's like Louisiana, and apparently they've put dams up, and there are dry lands where all the rich people live, because of course they do. Mm-hmm. And the poor people live like
In water.
Yes.
Like mermaids.
Also, it's too hot during the day, so
Yeah.
like sunset is the beginning of the day now. And wait,
Priests
didn't it
come
used
out
to
at
be
night.
sunset used to be the start of the day, like back in Jewish times?
Oh no, sunset was the end of the day, wasn't it? Then they would go from sun up to sundown.
No, you have to start
No,
and end
it
at the
was
same
sundown.
spot. It was sundown.
Yeah,
So
it was sundown.
the end of the day
Sundown
is
started
sundown,
in-
but that's also the beginning of the next day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a day.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, basically that's that. You know, it's too hot, so everyone sleeps during the day inside. Cool.
Right.
That's interesting. I don't even know if that element's even needed for this movie.
I was gonna save it for nitpicks, but like, did we need that?
Yeah, I don't know if this movie
Then about
wasn't a
them
book,
fighting
right?
in a
No.
war, because I was like, well, what was the war?
They kept bringing it up, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna bring it up, then you tell me about the war.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get to that it's like because we were talking about the global warming thing.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
like you asked if this was a book. Watching it, I'm like, this must have been a book, and they must have cut out parts.
Yeah.
It was not a book.
Oh, so they just wrote this as a movie.
They did, and I was like, oh, well, maybe it should have been a book, because then I could say like, oh,
Maybe
they
it
just.
should've.
Now it makes even less sense because why did you have this element of it being underwater? Like, it literally didn't matter if this could have taken place in 2020, 1999, 2030 without water on the streets. It didn't matter. Like, it honestly did
didn't
not
matter.
matter.
It did.
Nah,
It served no
that part
purpose.
wasn't needed at all.
And like Derek was saying about the war, what was the war over?
Exactly,
I
a
don't-
war, and they're fighting on the border, and I'm like, are they blocking out the people from the South America?
Yeah, what
Are
border?
they, like, are we blocking people from the northern part of America?
Because
I just-
newsflash, we're in Florida, so I don't know what border they're talking about.
I didn't understand, and then I didn't understand
Georgia
is
line.
why couldn't they move inland
The
to
Florida
like
Georgia one.
Oklahoma? Or
Yeah, I was
Missouri
confused
or-
with they're like, so the poor is forced to live in the water. But I was like, North Dakota exists.
I'm like Wyoming, like there's plenty of states that's
Just,
landlocked.
I mean, we are still a country, right? You could
maybe
just move
not.
to another state.
Maybe that's what the border war was about. I have no idea.
There's definitely enough land in the United States that if Florida goes underwater, people don't have to live in Florida.
But we don't know what border they were fighting
In
over.
fact, you don't have to live in Florida now. Don't. It's Florida. No.
Literally recommend any other state.
Yeah, so there's that. But the big thing of the movie is that he has the technology, and I guess he's the only one with it.
I guess they have a new version because they were talking about how like some pops was popping up around
He
town.
said people was like ripping out their idea or whatever, so it
Yeah.
was definitely
Yeah.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have the technology that, they can see your memories, and he can kind of guide you through your memories, and they can see it. Interesting fact, this technology is not as sci-fi as you think it would be. Because I remember watching something. Now, it definitely nowhere close as being as good as this, but they had researched some stuff and put some stuff in somebody's head and had them think of something, and based on machine learning, because isn't that great? It was very blurry, but the computer got a basic idea of what the person was picturing in their mind. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So, this actually could be possible? Weird.
I'm telling you, iRobot is gonna happen.
No.
Yeah.
The thing is, if this was real, I don't think it would work the way the movie is because we don't remember things correctly. So,
Right.
even if you're hooking it up to a person's mind, she wouldn't know where her keys fell because we don't remember things that way. Like, memories that we have are mostly incorrect. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think technology would work that way. But it's still a very interesting premise. And you would think it would be an excellent movie. It's not.
No.
It's not. It's not an excellent movie. Yeah.
Well, I think they took too long to get to the point. Like, one, I feel like the narration wasn't necessary.
I think that was supposed to be the noir aspect of it, but they didn't hit. They didn't
But
hit
it didn't
that.
hit. And then I feel like when it takes us like a half an hour to meet, May, who the story is about,
Was it a half hour in?
it felt like a half hour. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it was a half hour.
Whatever.
No,
It was
at
too
the beginning
long.
of the movie.
It was too long. But anyways, it took too long to introduce her, and the story was about her. I felt like we could have gotten all about how the machine worked and memories quicker.
Yeah.
Or we could have learned it about when he did it with her first.
Yeah. Yeah. And basically, so apparently this whole movie is him remembering this movie. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you see a scene acted out, and then he wakes up out of the tub thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, that was him
Yeah.
remembering what happened, which I was fine with that concept.
Yeah. That's not bad. But so, I mean, he meets May and it's like instant love, blah, blah, blah. But it turns out that she is targeting him for this crooked cop who's working for a mob person, basically. And she's trying to get a memory out of his vault.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
So she disappears, and he spends the time trying to find her. And then you learn why she disappeared and what happened to her, and that's the movie.
That is the movie, because the whole movie is him trying to figure out where she's been, and then it's like she's not a good person.
Even I felt like that kind of misstepped.
It did, because at the end she was a good person.
But not even just that. I just felt like when you learned that maybe she wasn't quite as good as you thought, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
When you learn like, oh, she wasn't really a bad person and she really tried to help somebody, I didn't really care. And I feel like they didn't make me care enough about May. So like even all this back and forth about whether or not she was good or bad or whether or not she was actually playing him or not, didn't really care.
Yeah. And I kind of felt his friend
more about Hugh's character than anything else.
I cared more about his partner.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually, Tandy Newton's character, I kind of felt her. I'm like, you spending all this time for this person you met for a couple of months, and then obviously she played you, so...
Yeah, like, why are you... I felt like maybe we should have got more of the relationship to kind of understand more about why he loved her so much. Because it's like, okay, it's been a few months, and like we only see the beginning of the relationship. Mm-hmm. And then so he wakes up and you realize like, okay, she's been missing for a while.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the bad story writing there, because you need to establish and make the audience feel the relationship between the people, rather than like we just see them meet each other and then all of a sudden he's so hurt because she's missing now. We didn't get a link between them at all. Actually, at that point, if Tandy Newton's character went missing, I would have felt that, because we felt the banter and stuff between them, and we knew they had a rapport. So you felt their relationship more than random lady who stepped in the machine once and sung a song.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, like that, to me, that part of the writing is why it felt so convoluted and mad, because what?
Yeah.
Who's May?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we didn't know who May
What
was.
the movie was about Hugh Jackman? It was like I feel like even at the end of the movie we didn't really know Hugh Jackman. I mean, the whole movie he's searching for this girl, and like y'all was saying, like they didn't develop the story. Like I would have liked to know why Hugh Jackman is like this, because I'm like, I don't think he was born from day one falling in love with women and then like they disappear and now you just can't do nothing else with your life but search for this girl. It's like, okay, well, what happened in your past, or like maybe the war or whatever that made you this way? Like, there's got to be something that either broke you or just like, you know, folded you or made you this way. Because like, you're not just born like this. So I'm like, I would have liked to get a little bit more backstory as far as how he came to this point and like got this technology, started this business or whatever. Like, what led up to that? But, like, they kind of just jumped us in the middle basically, and we didn't get nothing else.
I agree. I think we were saying, like, I thought how the beginning took too long to, like, get to her. Instead of, like, talking about memories and stuff, I think it would have been better for them to talk about the war and to talk about the flooding, because every time something happened, they mentioned, like, oh, you fought in the war. So, like, it seems like Hugh Jackman was shaped about what happened to him in this war, but we don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
And I think...
It's off-screen character development, which...
Yeah, and I think we would benefit a lot, especially since everyone in the movie was affected by this event that we didn't see, and that was never fully explained. And it's just like, well, why not? And I spent half the time, and I kept waiting for them, like, well, they're going to tell us eventually, and they never did.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Nope. I was like, everything's gonna connect eventually. It's gonna come to a climax and be like, oh, so this, that, you know. But none of that happened for real. We just found out old girl ran off because she had some other. She wasn't who she thought she was. Like the girl said to him. She's like, I don't think May is the person that she thought she was. He was dead right. She was not the person that he thought she was. We got that through the movie, but we didn't really like get, you know, nothing else.
but then, you know what? Even at some point, even that saying didn't pay off all the time, because at the end when he was talking to Cyrus, and Cyrus was saying like, you don't want to know who she really is.
Yeah.
But when they revealed it, it wasn't nothing awful. So I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, before you put him in, he was like, well, you find out who she really is. And then it was like, What do you mean? She saved a little kid.
It made no
Yeah.
sense.
I was
It was
like,
like, what was that? Just to throw him off, or just to keep him from doing it? Like you lied to him, and like, oh, maybe I can scare him away. But like, no,
I don't know.
because apparently when she met him, besides, him being a mark, but when she met him, she had already changed as a person from that past she was in, right? So like
Yeah.
everybody talking about who she is and stuff, I was like, that's fake news.
Yeah. She wasn't that person anymore. And my thing is they already knew she wasn't that person anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't track.
Yeah, it did not track.
Agreed.
Yeah, the movie, the pacing's just so bad. Like it's slow from beginning to end, and there was a split second where I'm like, oh, the movie's about to pick up, right? And I'm like, okay, so it was a slow beginning, and now we're about to like go on this mystery journey, right? And I'm like, okay, cool.
After St. Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you start talking to Saint Joe, which I liked Saint Joe in this movie. What was it? Something Wu. I forget his name.
I don't know.
Daniel Wu.
Daniel Wu. Yeah. He playing Saint Joe. I was like, I enjoyed that as well, especially the little Chinese thrown in with him talking.
But you know what else? Again, he talked about how him and his family got thrown into these camps.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that because he was Chinese?
Yeah. Why was he? Yeah, it was an internment camp,
Yeah.
right?
And
Why
I'm
was
like,
he interned?
why was he? Just don't put that in there if you're not going to tell me about it.
Yeah, I feel like they were
Yeah, but
just.
this is all a part of what was happening at the war, right? Like he was affected by that too, because he was. I thought maybe I'm
Exactly.
reading this wrong, but I thought he was like blaming Hugh Jackman's like role and what he did was like part of the reason why y'all pushed his people off to the side. You know what I'm saying? And they got thrown in these little camps. I'm like, okay, so what did he do? Like what's going on?
Exactly. I'm like, you brought in something like, okay, that shaped who he was. But I'm like, why was he thrown into those camps?
I feel like the writer was just using buzzwords in this, like, oh, climate change is big. Let's throw this in there. And war, everybody doesn't like war. We have people fighting on both sides of a war, and then internment camps, because basically that's all it is. You just threw this stuff in, and none of it has anything to do with the movie. Yeah, St. Joe may not like Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman fought on the other side of the war while he was in an internment camp for apparently no reason. Don't know why. But you could take that out and still have this movie. St. Joe is a drug dealer, so he doesn't like Hugh Jackman because he's a drug dealer. Like, we didn't need the internment story unless you're going to elaborate a little bit more on it and make it interesting.
Yeah.
Which it could have been. I'm not saying like you have to take these elements out of the movie. I'm saying if you're going to put it in the movie, then make it mean something.
Yeah. Especially for something that's such a big part of the movie.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everything talking about the people living, on the coastland and the water and the rich people living on dry land. That was obviously shaping the movie, because even at the end when they said like, okay, now all these poor people is rising up based off of what, the barons did, but she didn't really track to me. Like the baron killed the girl and now they're fighting, whatever. But
yeah, that didn't make
any sense to me. But
That didn't make sense to me either.
But I'm like, so if you're going to have this part, like a big part of like, this story, then you need to explain it all. But that didn't happen.
Yeah. But that part of the movie I thought was going to pick up.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to pick up before the shootout happened.
Yeah.
Which was interesting enough. But like just the conversation between him and Hugh Jackman, and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit more interesting. Let's see where it goes. But then after that, we get the shootout. Tandy Newton comes and saves him. No, it was a cool scene. And then then the movie went right back to where it was before that scene. And I was like, who directed this?
Yeah, that's like another thing. Like, what is the relationship between Tandy and Hugh Jackman that she would risk her neck to come in there and get him to stop him from doing something that she didn't want him to stop doing anyway? Like, you wasting your time, this, that, and the other. Like, how does this relationship develop to where she would do that? Because that ain't no small thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't busting caps, you know what I'm saying, killing dudes left and right for this guy. It's like, okay, there's got to be something more to your relationship. So, like, what's up?
Yeah,
We didn't get that.
Yeah, a few times I got that maybe they were more than friends. I think it's just because they just have like a natural chemistry with each other.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to me, that would make more sense.
I think that Tandy Newton's character, Watts,
Yeah.
she had a conversation with May, right? when we figured out May broke into the vault. And I thought in that conversation it was hinted at that Watts actually did, like, basically love Hugh Jackman's character there.
Yeah.
So
I think the ending also hinted at that she really did, but he's a jerk apparently.
I'm gonna get to the ending.
I have issues with this ending.
I have a lot of issues with the ending, but okay.
Yeah. So watching this movie, I had an issue with the dialogue. I felt like just how people were talking and the words that they were saying reminds me of a dialogue out of a video game. Like
we playing L.A. Noire?
Yeah, like if this was GTA or like Uncharted or something, they'd be like, "Oh, this game is cool." But in a movie, I'm just like, I felt like they were talking like a video game script.
You should have walked in the room and one of the people go, "Huh? What was that?" It must have been the winds.
You had press A here to open door.
Hey, you know what? I would watch a movie like, oh wait, is that basically Free Guy?
I think that, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I would watch a movie where it was like being in the video game.
I think that's.
I think that would be dope as long as the story was good. I think that would be dope.
Yeah. Because then you can have fun with it. You really could. You could. But
yeah, you could.
Yeah. I mean, not much else to talk about. He basically finds her. She's dead before, he could save her or whatever. Mm-hmm. Why'd she kill herself?
Basically, I guess.
Oh, so they can never find where the boy was?
Information.
Yeah. Well, how was Cyrus going to find out?
Because Cyrus could keep trying, and eventually she would crack.
Yeah.
Oh, because he was giving them drugs.
Yeah.
He was overdosing on all those blueberries.
But didn't she stab him?
No, she didn't stab him. I thought she just punched him in the face or something. Was he stabbed? Well, he wasn't dying. Either way.
But if you stabbed him where he wasn't dying, you could have stabbed him where he was dying. I mean, it's just
but she
depends
was
on the
high
spot.
at the time too,
I don't know, man. Dude was different, man. His character name was Boo. It was different, man. Like he was leaping from roof to roof, like Jay Morant or something. Then he was around every corner. He was giving Hugh Jackman the business. I'm like, wasn't you in the Navy? Like, weren't you trained in hand-to-hand combat? But he was like,
yeah, he was giving him the business.
Oh, didn't
like
Hugh
Jackman
Jackman drown in that scene? He should have drowned.
I felt like he should have drowned. Yes,
he should have. Then he popped back up behind him, and I guess guy didn't hear the water dripping off of him as he was picking up behind him.
Why would you stay there?
No other sound in the room but you two.
Also, why was he staring at the earring? I don't understand.
Like, did he love her, or like what was that? And then, like you said, you cannot get out the bathtub quietly. There's no way he got out of that
water dripping.
Yeah, as soon as you get up, it's just like.
You gonna hear that? Like I said, it's only y'all two in the room. There's no other noises. You gonna hear that?
And then why did he stay in the room? Like, you didn't almost just die. Like, why are you still there?
Also, this is why you don't save bad guys.
Just, it didn't make any sense.
This was another thing I didn't understand either. On how long he was underwater.
Yeah, that's what I just mentioned. He drowned.
Gasping for air. That alone, like.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, how'd you forget the water trickling off? When he got out, let's say he was able to hold, he was an army, maybe he can hold his breath for 60 seconds. I don't know if that's good, but it's not brain damage.
No, you can do it a lot
I
longer.
think they can hold their breath for like 2.5 minutes, and Navy SEALs can.
Okay, so maybe he can't hold his breath for that
like
long.
8 or something.
8?
Yeah.
That's brain. You gotta be brain damage. Don't look it up. I don't want to know.
Okay.
That's a long time. Look it up because I want to know.
Okay, he was
like. That's a long time, dude. Like I can do a minute, but after a minute, I'm like really.
But anyway, when he got out of the water, you didn't hear him. He had to inhale. He had to. He couldn't hold his breath after he got out of the water.
11 minutes and 35 seconds.
11 minutes?
11 minutes and 35 seconds.
But I bet you after that 11 minutes, they were like, like that.
Right.
I think it's just a natural reflex.
The guy said he has not suffered any brain damage.
He said he has a separate. I need a
His,
neurologist.
his interpreter had to say it. Like, our brain damage suffered none. He was like, what he said was he suffered no brain damage.
Oh man. Okay. So I thought the scene could have been cool, but wasn't when she basically was talking to him through the other guy's memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought
That's
that
what I
was
wanted to talk about next.
Okay.
So was he kissing the air?
Yeah, I was like, wait, I was wondering. I was like, are these things physical? I didn't think they were physical. I thought it was just like a projection. And he was reacting like he was being kissed.
Yeah, he was loving it. I'm like, this dude is really losing his mind. He got it bad. Shout out to Usher. But yeah, he got it bad.
He got it bad.
But
Like, come on, man. I can't buy this.
I thought the scene could have been cool, but for some reason it wasn't. I don't know. Like, the concept is good. Like, she died, but knowing that he would find the guy.
It was dope for her to be, how like she was talking. And, dude was confused because he's just like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought that was a.
Oh, yeah, she did stab him, though, Darren. You was right. She did stab him. She said, the guy that's going to kill you, because she mentioned his name. He was like, who's Nick? Like, the guy that's going to kill you. Then she did stab him.
Oh, okay.
So
Like
she
in the
could have
chest
just
or
killed
something.
him, and then you don't have to worry about who's looking for the boy. And then you could have gone back to
Right.
Nick,
You
tell
just had to
him
kill
where the
yourself.
boy is, and then get the police involved.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh no, kill myself."
She
I know they
ate
did
those-
keep saying that the police don't care about cases like this. They
Like
kept saying
another thing, like why are all the cops bad?
that. I'm like, what's this about?
I don't know.
Like
Society
what
has
caused
fallen.
the entire police system to be awful?
Yeah.
I didn't.
All right, so this is dirty, but okay, so we didn't mention it. Apparently, the memory machine, you can burn, like, if you use it too much, a memory get burned in your head and you'll be, like, stuck in that memory. Sounds like a bad idea, and knowing that, I would never use the memory machine.
Neither would I.
But
Is that what happened to dude's mom? Is that why she kept replaying? Like,
yeah. They rebuilt her memory because she's, like, living in that memory because she kept replaying it.
Dude.
So the crooked cop, he burned the memory of the guy being set on fire into his head. Like, dude, that is dirty. So basically the guy is perpetually feeling himself being set on fire.
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's messed up. I mean, like, you were angry, I guess you had a reason to be angry, but you can't
That's
do
messed
that.
up. I mean,
You
that's
can't do
worse
that.
than just killing him.
Yeah, that is worse than killing him.
Yeah, that's like lifetime
That's torture.
suffering. Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah, and torture is wrong.
it is.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, torturing is worse than killing someone. That's like yeah. So, but okay, so they gave him a lighter sentence.
Right, just because he brought down that guy's son killed the girl,
Yeah,
and he gets a happy ending off of that.
yeah. He said a lighter sentence, but it didn't seem like he got a sentence at all.
Right, because he got exactly what he wanted.
Just
Yeah,
killing in a swimming pool.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and I see a court system maybe giving him a lighter sentence because he helped them with the case, but
Yeah, I get that.
but you still it wasn't murder. I don't know, felonious assault. Like, there's something.
It's something more than where he doesn't get to live out the rest of his life in his happy memories.
You at least get 5 years. I don't know,
like nothing bad happened to him.
Get out early with
10 maybe, because I feel like that guy's stuck perpetually.
Exactly.
We might have to just end his life because there's no
Like-
reason keeping him alive.
Exactly. So how does he get this ending? Like, I just felt like that's not fair, and I was not happy about it.
Yeah. Also, so after basically he's allowed to go back in the memory thing and relive his memories with May. Mind you, the woman he lived like 4 months with, he's living 4 months over and over again, apparently.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. The rest of your life.
It makes no sense.
He stayed in there for the rest of his life
For a woman he just met.
For a woman that he spent 4 months with.
Well, man, I'm about to go make some new movies with. I mean, I'm about to go make some new memories with some other women because it's like you
Right.
said, 4 months, man.
I
You
mean,
know it for
even
4 months.
someone who
Like, dude,
loses
come
their
on, man.
spouse, like, and like, man, it's huge. It's heartbreaking, right? Like, oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But, that person lives a life afterwards.
Well, I mean,
Right,
Watts
man.
kept
Move
telling him, like, you have to move on.
Yeah.
And I don't understand
Yeah.
why. What was it about May that made her so special that he was just so obsessed with her?
They never showed that. They never showed that. If anything, in the memories he showed, he was showing him being a really good partner
She
in the
always looked
relationship.
unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was and then even when he found that bruise on her arm, she coiled up so quick. I'm like, and that wasn't a red flag for you, dog? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, where does bruise come from? She's like, oh, it's work related or something. I'm like, bro, you sing and
Yeah.
you bartend, unless you fell off the stage, like brutally fell off the stage, then like, come on, like, there wasn't no red flag for you, dude. Like, he was literally losing it, man.
Also, he's dead, right? You can't float in water for 50 years.
Oh yeah, that's bad for your skin. He'll die.
He died.
I could have sworn he was
Yeah.
smiling and smirking at the end.
Yeah,
I mean, no,
no,
we're
he's
saying
not
he
dead. I'm
should
saying he
be.
should be dead.
I'm like,
Oh, okay.
then he don't take a break to like eat nothing. Like,
Or do they feed
Yeah, he
him
definitely
intravenously, or does he get out every once in a while?
I doesn't seem like he ever gets out.
Yeah, he was just old in the tank
Yeah.
while
That
Tandy
water
Newton
probably
came to
nasty.
visit him.
That was
He
so
died
stupid.
in a day. You can't stay in water.
This is stupid.
so he relived 4 months worth of memories for 50 years.
Guess what
I don't
water
know. Maybe
does?
that was
Oddly
maybe
enough,
that was punishment.
dries your skin out.
Right, like if you get raisin fingers if you're in the tub too long.
Yeah, your skin will break eventually.
He raised and everything. His whole body's a raisin.
Also,
Well, the
what I've
bottom,
learned-
the back half of his body, the part that's sticking out, like his nipples and stuff, ain't raisins, but like everything else is raisins.
Either that or no. He's gonna bloat because
Yeah.
I learned this from watching medical YouTube, but water follows where salt is. In that tub, where's the only salt? In his body, meaning the water's going to go into his body, through his skin, and he's just going to bloat.
He's gonna become waterlogged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty. It's gonna look like an episode of Law and Order.
It is disgusting.
Yeah, because that's what happens to dead bodies when they're in water.
Yep.
Yeah, tell me, I know about that firsthand. Worst thing.
Yeah, he died. That stupid movie, stupid ending.
It was stupid. I'm like, this is stupid. This is dumb. Like, I was mad that I got to that point in the movie. I'm like, oh, this ending maybe they're about to sum this all up in the end. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. This is stupid. I'm mad that Hugh Jackman actually put his time in
For
that.
the A-list cast they got, they did not make a good movie.
They did.
Yeah, man. And I'm like you said, what's up with this? What's up with this girl? What's up with this girl, man?
They
No.
had good actors in this movie too.
The Reminiscence makes you reminisce about watching better movies.
Like, I remember a time when I watched a better movie than this.
All right.
Like, come on,
Movie
man.
facts, I guess.
So no movie facts, but I do have a few nitpicks that we didn't talk about.
Okay, I got a nitpick.
Time to pick some nits.
All right, go ahead.
Pick some nits.
Oh, yeah. It's time to pick some nits.
Pick some nits.
All right. My nitpick is this entire movie. Okay. Destiny with 2 E's.
Yes.
Go ahead.
That's the neat E.
Destiny E.
That's the neat E.
Okay. So May steals the memory by going into the vault. She got Watts drunk, basically distracted her, and she managed to get inside the vault. The code to the vault was a tune that he hummed all the time.
So, yeah, basically, it's like me saying my password out loud as I walk down the street all the time.
Like, why? If that's your code to your vault, why would you hum that thing? And for him to have the audacity to talk about Watts being distracted, I'm like, bruh, the whole city knows the password to this vault.
You've got a point. I didn't even think about it, but yes, you have a point.
Hey, dude. Like, come on, man.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So when Cyrus, that's the guy with the who got burned.
Oh, okay.
His name was Cyrus Booth, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent.
Yeah. Two-Face.
So when he confronted Elsa, not Elsa, May, he told her like go see Nick Bannister. That was Hugh Jackman's character. How did he know Elsa, that was the girl they wanted the memory from, was going to Nick to relive her memories with the old man?
Huh. Maybe he followed her.
Well, then if he followed her, then he doesn't need May.
Well, he needed to get the memories out of the vault,
He needed
so
to
he
get the
needed
remembering stuff.
someone good enough to get in
Why
there.
not just break in?
True, he could have broke in after dark, but he needed to figure out the vault code, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't know the vault code.
Okay. It just seems like a long way
It
around.
does. I don't know.
Okay.
We can't break into vaults, though. I don't know. All right,
Okay.
never mind.
I mean, maybe that is logical. I was just like, oh, how did you know she was there? All right. So, am I the only one that when Hugh Jackman relayed the memory about how she was lost in the water off the Keys and she found an old lady in the house, I was like, you should go there.
Yeah.
It was so obvious.
Yeah.
Why did it take to the end of the movie?
When
for that
he
to come
had,
back?
as soon as he had that memory, I was like, oh, May's at that place.
Yes.
She mentioned it to him. You
Yes.
remembered it in a memory, and you didn't go, hey, let me check this out. Instead, we had a whole half a movie after that.
Yeah.
I did figure that. I was like, oh, you should go to that house. Yeah.
And it took until the end when she basically relives the memory again, saying, I told you where this was already, you know. And I'm like, the lady in the middle of the water.
It was
Just dumb.
it was pointless. I mean, even before he knew about the kid, like when he was looking for her,
Yeah.
once maybe you didn't remember it off rip, right? But you remembered it in your memory machine.
Yeah.
So, you know, you didn't go, oh yeah, she said this place that she likes, so maybe I should check there. Instead, I'm going to go see this mob boss, see how he feels. It's a good idea.
Right.
Dumb.
After you already knew she stole from him, because you saw that in the memory.
Dumb. All right. So at the end, when he confronts, how is it they never saw that old man's face in Elsa's memory?
Because it needed to be a mystery for the movie.
But it's her memory, so why were we seeing it from behind?
It's very true. You should see his face.
That's
You should
very
see his
true.
face.
It doesn't make
That
sense.
is very true.
Was that the thing he tried to
That is
explain at the
very
beginning of the
true.
movie
Yeah,
when she had asked him that
we
question?
seen her whole memory
Right, and he would
with
say
her
that.
back to us.
Right.
He did that whack little demonstration or whatever.
But
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain that. It explains why you can see the person, like why in my memory you can see me. And he's not wrong. When he did that, I thought about it and I was like, oh, huh. I
picture
can't
yourself
see
in-
myself in my memory, which is why I said memories are incorrect.
Yeah.
Your brain is putting stuff in there, you know? So, okay, yeah, that's true. But we would still be able to see the guy's face.
Because it's her memory, so she's looking at him.
He saw his face.
Yeah. They doing all this. Wait, I know that voice. You know his face because you've seen it.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Last one. At the end, he confronts Walter's son. How he get in that mansion?
How did he get in?
He said he took care of the guards.
How he get in that
Because he
mansion?
was like, don't worry about the guards.
The same guards that beat him up a half an hour
Yeah.
earlier.
I don't know.
Yeah, same
He's
ones.
Batman, so he got in.
He's Wolverine. So he got it.
He's
No, yeah,
Wolverine.
he's Wolverine. Yeah.
They beat him up. He healed. They was like, oh, snap. They was just like, forget it. He just got in. That's how I do.
All right. That's my last one.
Oh, that was the last pick that you
Yeah.
did?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, are we rating this then?
We are.
Okay. Destiny with 2 E's.
Kill me now.
Oh, that is a kill me now before I watch this movie from Destiny. Dan.
I'm gonna rate it the best movie ever. Oh wait, is this not Backwards Day? No, it's not. We're gonna go with Kill Me Now, please, please.
Um, Derek.
I'm going to go with Pure Torture.
Okay, I was walking in here today going with it was pure torture to watch this movie.
Okay.
I'm only giving that because it could be better. I guess I don't know.
It could be better, but it wasn't.
Could be better.
So
It wasn't.
if it did not reach the potential, we can't give it something that it doesn't deserve.
All
I
right.
wanted it to be so
Kill Me
much
Now.
better.
Um,
Like the concept of it was good.
but
The story
I
was
would
just
not
trash.
feel bad about Kill Me Now before watching this movie because I'm gonna be honest, I'd never want to see this movie again. I had a headache after watching it. I was that bored. Like my brain was like, "Dude, we need to do something, not this."
I was like, this is what your life has become. Like, you should be out doing things. Instead, you're at home watching this stupid movie.
So I'm gonna say the Reminiscence. Yes, kill me before we watch it.
Yes.
Yes. And
Sorry, Hugh, man. Love you as an actor, dog, but this one was not it. It
Yeah.
just wasn't.
So that's our thoughts on Reminiscence. Don't go see it if you haven't. We just explained why it's bad.
No. Go see it. Misery loves company. So yeah, y'all go ahead and go see it.
Go watch Reminiscence and tell us why you were bored during the movie.
Because you will be.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Leave a like on the video and, comment wherever you're listening to the podcast if you choose to listen it to us in podcast form. Also,
What?
What?
It makes sense.
If you
Keep
plan to listen it to us in podcast form. Like, okay.
Oh, I just had like a verbal misstep. My bad. Or,
It's all right. The audience
I'm
gets it.
sorry, we took a misstep.
keep going.
So let's get us back. Wasn't that like the whole Incredible Hulk thing? Like the sun is getting low, sun is getting down, sun is going low. It's like they got up. Sorry,
Oh,
we
it's
took
like,
a
hey,
misstep.
big guy. Sounds
Hey, big guy.
Sounds
Sun's getting
good.
real low. That's what it remind me of.
All right. Well, yes. And make sure you leave a comment and let us know what you think because YouTube likes comments and we want to be liked by YouTube. So that would be great. Other than that, thank you guys for watching and listening. We always appreciate it. Peace out.